Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and the 95th anniversary of Black Tuesday is coming up in just a few short days. Why do you mention that, Gold? Why are you talking about that? Why are you talking about the start of the Great Depression? And why are you standing in front of the bazaar when you say that? Well, dear viewer, it's because the economy in Wiz is about to crash, and I am not joking when I say that. So, there's a little bit of a resource in this game, and it's called gold, right? Right? Gold. So, there are many ways to get gold, and I have made videos talking about that, and I have made one video talking about how to store gold, and one video about how to farm for gold. And with the new, this hasn't been talked about too much. It kind of flew under the radar for the first few days of test ROM here, but let me just tell you something. The way that the bazaar works is that if there's more of an item in the bazaar's, I guess, inventory or whatever, then you can sell that same item for less. And the way that that works and this effectively creates a gold economy. And that's all well and good. That's understandable. And it's so here's what's going on. In this fall update that they are about to push, they have made instead of there just being 100 treasure cards that you can buy, there are you're allowed to go up to 999. And I don't know why they're only going up to 103 here. Really couldn't tell you that much. Well, wait a minute. I know exactly where I can find something that has a lot. Okay, 155 black cats, but there's one thing that I'm looking for specifically, and that is empowers. As y'all know, empower TCs are worth a lot of gold. They're worth, you can sell them for 2,000 gold when there are none in the bazaar. And even when there are 100 in the bazaar on live ROM at the moment, you can still sell them for 800, which is, you know, not bad at all. And as you can see, the way that this works, do I have any empowers on this guy? I don't, but the way that this is going to work is, now that there are 1,000 slots instead of 100, the, I guess, selling power that you have with empowers has decreased tenfold, literally by times 10. So, now I'm on a character that does have empower TCs, and as you can no doubt tell, when I go to sell an empower, instead of 800 gold, at the, you know, at the bare minimum that it is when you have 100 empowers in the shop, this is now selling for 160. And that, I mean, you can tell. You know exactly why that's happening. There are 633 empowers in the bazaar. They are still selling for 2,000 gold, just because, I guess. And you can sell empowers to the bazaar for, you know, 160 now, if there are 633 in there. And this, like I said, it's going to keep on going down. I said that, you know, well, technically, if there's 1,000 empowers in the bazaar, what you're going to see is, inevitably, this is going to go down to about 80 gold. 80 gold for an empower. Just so we're clear. I mean, Beguile seems to sell for a bit, but 80 gold for an empower if there are 1,000 of those in the shop. And look, when I said that this is going to absolutely crash the Wiz economy, I mean that wholeheartedly. For those of you who don't know, there is a Discord server out there, a group called Gamma's Trading Post, and what goes on in there is there are, you know, people who trade empowers for, you know, things like reagents or things like other things like packs and just all of this other stuff, because empowers are an easy to store way of you know, storing gold, in-game currency. And for this change to happen, where, you know, you're going from 800 gold at the absolute minimum down to 80 gold at the minimum, that's going to really screw with that. And the devs have made it no secret that this was their intention when they pushed this out. It's like, of course, it's going to, I guess, reduce the cost of some of these items in the bazaar. But who is buying pet snacks? Who is buying reagents? Who is buying treasure cards from the bazaar outside of, like, I guess, PvP players for treasure cards? It's like things like Fire Elf, you know, and all of that. But what's gonna happen is, like, empowers are going to be worthless. It's like, that is crazy to say, but empower trading is going to die in this update, and the devs are all in on that. It's like, we've seen two of the three stooges, Artie and Ratbeard, you know, they both support this, and I don't know where Cam stands, but I'm sure that he supports this as well. And then one of the product managers, Joel, he is also in full support of this, and I don't know what their beef is, what their beef specifically is with things like Gamma's trading post and, you know, the trading community. It's like, I have seen people whine and complain about, oh, like, you know, they're selling real world money for like in-game currency, and I'm over here like, well, does King's Isle really have to take issue with that? It's like, what is the point? They're still getting the crowns. They're still getting revenue from the people who can't afford to buy that. And it's like, you know, you used to be able to trade powers for things like the membership elixir. This is how, you know, this is how people would recommend doing it back when, or I'm saying back when, it's still a thing right now, but I mean, already, the market is crashing with it. So it's like, you used to be able to buy a membership elixir with a ton of empowers if you had them, but now that is no more, and that it's just gold in this game has just become a million times harder to get just with this one update. And like, the fact that the devs are sort of all in on this just to stick it to Gamma's trading post is a little worrisome, and it just reinforces the idea that they want us to play how they want us to play. It's like we are playing how they want us to play, rather than keeping the door open to player innovation. It's like it's like KI now stands for killing innovation, guys. No, I'm playing, but it really feels that way sometimes, and for this to be a thing going on, that's a problem. And there's already just a bunch of these, you know, gold intensive side activities that go on. It's like, you think about pet training. It's like, it's already costing 100,000 gold to hatch a pet from the kiosk if it's like 2 mega pets or whatever. And it's like 100,000 gold. Maybe that wouldn't be too hard before this change, because, you know, you could get empowers, you could farm Halfang Bristlecrown out in Winter Tusk, you could garden for stuff like Shanta Puddings and Killer Tomatoes that you could then sell to the bazaar. But all of that just got nerfed by, like, literally 10 times. It's like, like every method of gold farming that involves selling to the bazaar is dead. DED dead. And I wish I could say I don't get their rationale, but I totally get their rationale. They want to stick it to Gamma's trading post, and they want to stick it to everybody who is, you know, doing these deals. It's like the community market has to go down. It's like, that's what they're doing. They're acting all Ronald Reagan like, and it's not really perplexing. I was gonna say it was perplexing, but it's really not. They like, dude, they heavily dislike the idea of, you know, players trading for stuff like reagents and, like I said before, packs, and that just killed the empower market. And what they wanted to do with, you know, making the limit 1,000, it's like making the limit 1,000, that wasn't directly targeted at Gamma's trading post, but not adjusting the algorithm that they use in the bazaar, that was targeted at them. So it's like, the fact that they're there is no good way to farm gold anymore. Halfang, they finally nerfed Halfang. I do vividly remember Ratbeard talking on stream a few years back about, you know, nerfing Halfang, but he just wasn't sure how to do it. Now he's sure how to do it. It's like, they're the Three Stooges for a reason. It's like, they are going to force us to play how they want us to play. And that is just what is going on. I will tell it to you straight. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That is what's happening. That's what's been happening. And I've lost all faith. I mean, I lost all faith a while ago, but for them to actively be sabotaging the community and the community's general way of conducting like trades, it's like there were middlemen involved. It's like people. The way the game's trading post works is, if you're a little bit skeptical of who you're buying from, you can request a middleman, and the middleman will, you know, he'll make sure the trade goes through naturally and normally and without any sort of scam going on. It's like GTP does not take kindly to scammers. There's a whole list of them, and you know, it's public, so you get publicly shamed if you scam, which I think is a good thing. And generally, it's like all of this effort to stick it to GTP, and they don't want to adjust the algorithm to let all of the actual gold farming just still be viable. It's like I've been saying, they're gonna do all this. They're gonna go through this whole bizarre revamp. They're gonna make the limit 1,000, which shouldn't inherently be a bad thing, but it is. just because it's like the sell price of everything just goes down by like a factor of 10, and they won't add gear trading. They won't add reagent trading. It's like TC trading. They would take that out. They would take that out if they could. It's like if TC trading hadn't been, you know, built into the game from an early stage, that wouldn't even be on the table. It's like they can make this good. They can make this change good if they just add reagent trading, gear trading, that type of deal. If they really, really want to end the whole trading and powers for packs thing, then that's just what they need to do. They need to add actual gear and reagent trading systems into the game. Because I do understand that people bought the Bazaar, and it's like that whole cattail that you couldn't buy for a while, that was deliberately put in there because the devs wanted to sort of curtail some of the botting and, like, I guess get some of them stuck. But I guess that's gone now. I haven't seen it in a minute, so there's that. And yeah, man, it just sort of hurts to see that they just have such disregard for the community's wishes. It's like, we've been new this, but for them to actively go on this crusade against gold farming just because of, you know, like one group, and they don't add the solution we've all been asking for, which is gear and item trading. I mean, killing innovation entertainment. That's just what it is. And yeah, man, it's like that's what it is. You know, that Cow's Pearl amulet that Halfang Bristle Crown drops, that's gonna go from selling for 8,200 gold down to 820 gold just because of this. So I'm tired, man. I'm tired. And this gold nerf, as it were, it's like, if there wasn't a gold cap, then maybe. But I don't know. It's like, I remember already saying not even too long ago that they wanted a gold economy in this game. And how are you going to do that with a gold cap? Oh, okay. How are you going to do that with a gold cap and then take out the main way of storing gold? It's like, what is the way to farm gold going to be from now on? Is it going to be those genie guards? I think I mentioned those in my gold farming video, where they drop, you know, a good bit of gold. But it's like, there's not going to be a good way for new players to obtain gold quickly, and that means pet training, like I said before, is going to be way harder, because you're already having to hatch for, you know, 100,000 gold, and like the pet's gonna fail for a little while, so it's gonna take even longer to get a good pet, and there's just no way to get gold anymore. It's like, this is the stock market crash that has been waiting to happen. It's like they've always wanted to do this because they think gold is too easily obtainable. So now it's just, I really do not get it. I really just don't. And yesterday, AwesomeTheSauce made a video about this topic, and I wanted to just go over some of the comments that I saw on his video. He asked in his pinned comment, "Is there anything good about this that I'm missing somehow?" It's like, nope, nope. So how about that? I love the update on the Bazaar, but I'm heartbroken by the thought of not being able to get gold easily in the sense of what's currently happening. There's a ton of stuff we spend gold on, yet, yes, sometimes we help new players get gold to buy them out or hatch a pet. It's like, it's just mental. It's like, there are no upsides to this. I mean, having 1,000 items in the Bazaar, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, because when I was looking earlier, you know, I was looking earlier at the whole like Empowers thing, and the price of Empowers, I just realized, let me go back in there and check on this, and I like just so I mention it, it's like gardening is useless now for this because you can't sell your killer tomatoes, shit, puddings, that type of deal anymore. But let me see here, buy Empowers. Okay, so a bunch of people bought them out. But it still costs 2,400 gold. When it would cost 2,000 before, I think, when it was 100 Empowers in the shop. So the cost for buying has not gone down. But the selling power that you have has gone down tremendously. And I mean, can I even, or yeah, it's pet snacks now, but I have negative 60 jars of jelly beans, cool. But yeah, it's like, let me try and sell. Hold up. So I have 478 killer tomatoes that sell for 66 gold now, and there's less than half of the capacity in the Bazaar. It makes no sense, and it's like 1,025. That's how much the Chantas go for, just regularly, even on Live Realm. And there are 886 of them in the shop. So yeah, it's like the prices for buying have not gone down. Prices for selling have gone way down. It's like this is completely crazy. I just don't get that. Come on, like, bruh. There's another guy in the comments that says they might have just intended to make this a quality of life change so people can buy more items from the Bazaar at once. I'm guessing the formula for how much something sells divides by how many items are up for sale. Probably just an oversight. I hope it is an oversight, and I hope they correct this. But I have seen screenshots of the devs saying like this is completely a good thing, and they did like killing innovation entertainment. That's what's going on. So people are saying, you know, rip couch potatoes. Lemuria Caramel and Imperia Cabalgier are the best to sell. It's like, imagine a world where that's the best thing to sell. Like, jeez, bro. Man. There is a guy who says here, the way I see it, as long as people are careful when they sell and don't go over 100 like we used to anyway, it won't change anything that much. The problem is, if it does go over 100, it's not going to be bought out as easily anymore because, like we saw, the prices have gone up in some cases for Empowers. So it's like, I just don't get it. It's like, maybe if there's 1,000 Empowers in there, maybe the price comes down to 1,600. But, dude, I mean, this is insane. I mean, yeah, this is a horrible idea. It is really going to hurt the community. And yeah, okay, I just saw this one comment. It's from Sabercat. Says, looks like KI finally gonna get more people to spend real money on gold in the crown shop. It's like, that's mental. That's insane. The Boulder says, not to dramatize, but gonna yap now while it's hot. It can't be changed. Okay, I can't do the voice that well. If KingStyle actually thinks they're gonna slip in and devalue the entire current Wiz-economy in order to have better control over the virtual assets, they will experience a very rude awakening. dreading the progress of every player now and future in a game with already relatively weak vertical progression when it comes to accumulating resources and account wealth is never a good pitch. When the game was held together by raisins and pocket lint in the late 2010s, long-term players were what kept Wiz going. We are the direct reason that KI even had a title to sell a game ago, despite them barely keeping one ear open and dumping all their money in the mobile craze. Yeah, man. I mean, mental. It's like, and the reply to that comment says, if they were to do this, they could at least raise the gold cap or make it so you could store your gold somewhere. It's like a whiz bank. That would even be a good thing. But like, there are so many ways that they could have salvaged this, and they just haven't. Sure, signing one saying, we go back to the Great Depression with this one. Yup. Nova Creator says, I had made a new account to run through the game without any extra prior resources, just for fun. So basically doing what I do with my Wiz on a Budget walkthrough, and it's already so difficult to reach the gold requirement of pet training, and this just feels like it'll make it feel impossible for newer, less progressed players to get anywhere meaningful in a good amount of time pet-wise. I don't have a resist pet yet on my Budget walkthrough character, and I really felt that in Azteca. It was painful in that world. It's like those of y'all who came to the streams, y'all know this, but oh man, I mean, how are they gonna butcher this badly? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my. All right, let's keep looking through. Okay. Count on Count says, if this sticks, everyone needs to learn about the side quest rating boards. Dungeon and Caramel that gives 18 gold on the repeatable instance quest that takes about 5 minutes to run. Dude, maybe that's just what I gotta do. It's like, yeah, it sucks that that's a 4th arc thing, but look, maybe I got to. Ah, man. I feel like some solutions could be buffing the minimum so empowers and other gold selling items don't reach worthless tier when selling and deal with bizarre bots. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This will be worse than when they made blackberry jellyfish nearly extinct in certain houses. Yeah, there was that whole thing too. It's like killing innovation entertainment, man. It's like, bro. Like, this is mental. It's like there is a KI live today at about 4:30 p.m. Central Time, and I want y'all to make your voices heard. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that will, but I mean, jeez. The fact that they even thought this is a good idea, man. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, well, we can give them some pushback. Maybe they can truncate the algorithm or whatever, so that way we can still be able to have up to 1,000 items in the bazaar, but you know, we can still sell things for less, for more than dirt, is kind of what I'm getting at. So it's like, keep the current algorithm, but sort of increase the prices by 10 times on, you know, buying and selling, and that way we still have this market, and you know, we still get to have the 1,000 items in the bazaar. I think that's a good way to tackle this. But oh man, let's raise some hell about this, y'all. That's gonna be the end of my 25-minute rant. So thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more. And I will see y'all later.